Yeah, just felt like talking about my favorite venue ever, Circus Disco in Hollywood, of on Santa Monica, just off of Santa Monica and Highland, and it's been closed I think for about 5 years now, 5 6 years maybe. Time flies. Um, but man, for about 10 years of my life, starting in my early 30s to about 40 or so, just pretty much every Saturday night, I was there, and it was awesome. What a fun time. Um, Number one, it's with trance music, electronic music, some house, but mostly it was a trance club on Saturday nights. And guys, if you're watching this, you probably saw me there, and I love you guys. I love that whole experience. It took me out of my shell. Um, I've always had um, affection or empathy for people, but I was always shy. I didn't feel cool, or that I could just go up and talk to anybody, have a conversation, or sexy for that matter. I had all kinds of self-esteem issues in terms of dating and approaching women, and Circus changed it all. Um, Part of it was ecstasy, the drug. Yeah, I took ecstasy. I sold ecstasy, and I was the sloppiest, probably drug dealer of all time. I just crumple the bills up and just get messed up and pills, and I'm just I'm a hot mess. And thankfully, was never popped by security. They must not have seen it. And let's talk about David Cole, the greeter. Would you buy your ticket and he'd take it from you, and there's no fucking red velvet rope and Studio 54 mentality. Only the pretty people. Man, we wanted everybody, but everybody that was cool. And yes, this is gonna be a rambling video, so get used to it. Um, and man, if I had a club, I so wanted to get control of that place, to be the promoter, the guy, to cultivate those kinds of people, fun, and I'll say sexy, but not like just beautiful. I mean, fun people, friendly people that dance, or the hula hoop, or that juggle and that dress obnoxious and crazy. To me, that's sexy. I didn't want to party with just any random stranger, or I'm sorry, the douchebags of the world, because they're out there with their suits and what have you. You find them sometimes, and God bless them. But man, I want the real people, just the cool hippie mentality kind of people. For me, that music, that scene, just it stripped away all the artificial barriers about us and them. Everybody in that place was us. It was a friend, even if I've never met them before. And throughout my life, I look back and reflect and realize that for me, you never make a faster friend than when we're both clicking to that music. I can relate to like my first friend in kindergarten singing some jackass song, probably the Wheels on the Bus or something, and we're just bouncing along and laughing, and we connected. Same thing with that trance or whatever music, I guess. When that DJ or that music's hitting, and it's hitting you, and it's hitting that person you've never met before, and then boom, yes, we're like on a roller coaster ride together. I just would love meeting strangers. I've met a lot of my friends through that scene. I love them. I miss them. I miss the strangers too. I miss the whole thing. To get out amongst the people, friends and strangers alike, and have that kind of community ritual experience and feel connected to the world around me. That's important. I think church kind of serves that, but for me, this was head and shoulders above any church experience I've had. And some of my friends like Sean and Steve, we referred to it as church. This is our kind of religion. It replaced my ritual going to church, and it wasn't hedonism. I mean, I really do love those people, and felt connected to them. And one of my favorite things to do at Circus was to climb up the stairs overlooking the dance floor and just look at these awesome fucking people jumping around and smiling and interacting. Uh, you know, every color of the rainbow and transgender and every religion. Who fucking cares? Um, it was, like I say, kind of a hippie. It was heaven. That was heaven for me. Um, I miss it. I wish that, and so looking at the future, I think the world, society needs places like that, musical venues, dancing, where people get together and just strip away the barriers and celebrate their lives and talk to people. And we'd have just a lot of great, deep conversations um, on the patio there. And I think ecstasy, we're all different, right? For me, it took me there. You have these epiphanies about just how grateful you are for your friends and family, and you want to communicate that with them, to them. And I'm not telling you, suggesting you take ecstasy. I am suggesting that you research it and consider it because I mean, there's drugs in this world, obviously. Oh, drugs are bad. Well, I mean, caffeine's a drug, alcohol, nicotine, all legal drugs. Marijuana, I think, kind of sucks for me, but it's out there. So, man, do your research. Um, and the I the the first uses of this drug, MDMA or ecstasy, was for I think marriage counseling. Again, to have these epiphanies and want to connect with people. And man, every Saturday was epic. I knew it's going to be a great night. And I could work a crap job, 5 days a week, get through it knowing that I have that release on Saturday. And the women I met, so many, not really girlfriends, but people I dated, just because I'm reluctant to get serious. Awesome. Great place to meet people, fun people. And I want to recreate something like that, but only better. I want to make it like a Disneyland-esque club where, I mean, there's thought put into the, what's the word I'm thinking of? Well, the architecture, obviously, and just incorporating like Hollywood movie kind of sound stages, ice caverns, and crystals, and space, starship kind of things. I think it'd be so fun. And then having different like rooms of different kind of music. That was one of the great things about Circus too. Is there's a big main room. You got the side room, which is darker. You've got the upstairs with all the mirrors and the stripper pole. You've got a big ass patio, and it was sad. It was traumatic when that was sold, and it's been knocked down, and now they're making some monstrous, I don't know, mega structure, apartment, shopping, what have you, area there. They paved paradise and put up a parking lot. That's apropos, in my opinion. But let's do it again. And that's I don't know. This is twofold. I'm reminiscing. I think maybe some of my friends that shared that experience with me would enjoy getting my thoughts on it. And I just love being that guy, that jackass. And I think there's probably a lot of stories that I can't even remember about my escapades there, climbing over couches and falling down and running across and just almost getting in fights, not because I'm bad, just because I'm so obnoxious and dancing with you guys. Oh wow, how freaking cool! And here's a thought too. For me in life, it's been a good life, but there's just two occasions that to top everything else, and that's dancing and being lost in the music and just not giving a care what anybody thinks about my movement. And that was a hard place for me to get to. I'm an uptight, straight, not straight, uptight, square white boy. I mean, I didn't dance as a kid, and I'd look at people dancing and feel jealous. I wish I could cut loose like that. And in all honesty, ecstasy helps that. Alcohol helps that. But I hope that you get there. I think it's important to have that freedom. So dance floor and then sex. Those are the two, and to me, those are the best things in life. Um, I really hope that I get the money and the influence to create a place like that for my sake, and honestly, guys, for the world, for my friends, and really cultivate certain kind of guest. I don't want, if you see there's 200 strangers you're going to advertise to and get them in your club, that's not good enough for me. I really want, um, and Circus, for whatever reason, cultivated that kind of person. That I don't care who the DJ is. I don't need the big name. In fact, I don't want to be packed into the big fancy club with the velvet rope and pay more money and be, stuffed in there. And they just brought the coolest people, I think, ever. So I look back with gratitude. I know that that my years and those nights at Circus, right there, I had a blessed life. Most people never taste that level of living. I know it. Um, and so I'm grateful for it, and I do want to recreate it. And I think it serves an important role in society. See, music is one of the unifying forces in life. That doesn't matter what religion or your language is. Great music brings people together, and that's what it's for. All right, 10 minutes. That's good enough. That's enough rambling. Um, Hope you liked it, guys. Wish you well. I support you with whatever you want to do as much as I can. Go fearlessly. I'm starting to ramble now. Good day. Bye.